Hey everybody, welcome back. I'm Jesse, your DM.
Cody playing Lazarus.
Brennan playing Dis.
Mike playing Nim.
Britt playing Kenna.
And we are Double Doubles and Dragons. We're a group of goofy Canadians that have gotten together to play a little D&D. Sometimes we will say things that are inoffensive. We mean them as jokes, of course, and they're certainly funny to us, but some people may find this offensive. If you do, we apologize, but we don't want any hate mail about it. So just don't listen, okay? Let's jump right into the action. Okay, everybody, welcome back. So, a quick recap. We've had some shenanigans at the pub. We've met Lance. He seems like a fine fellow. And two of our players bare-knuckle boxed two other guys in the street.
And then fist bumped.
Yeah, and then fist bumped, like they promised.
That's right.
Exactly like they promised. So that's more or less where we left off. You guys had gotten an agreement from him. He was going to meet you at Lil's at 8. And he had also told everybody within earshot that if you wear chainmail, somebody's got a beef to pick with you. and it's at Lil's pub. You can go get him. So, does anybody have anything they want to get done, or should we just jump to the pub at 8?
I think we go to the pub at 8 unless anyone else has something particular. I don't have anything.
Tell me, Harry. What do I do?
And down to the pub.
Yeah, I'll just go to the pub. So.
Okay. So, you guys go to the pub. Is anybody checking on Mary, that kind of stuff? I assume you're just doing kind of day-to-day type activities. Okay. So, who wants to broach the subject to Lil?
I'll do it. Probably best to do from a woman.
Okay.
Woman to woman.
So Lil's busy about her day, doing her things. Kenna, go ahead.
Hey Lil, could I talk to you for a second?
Sure, that'd be fine. Is out here okay?
Yeah, out here's just fine.
All right.
I just had a question for you.
Sure.
So we met your friend Lance today.
I didn't say he was a friend.
Right, sorry.
Previous acquaintance.
Previous acquaintance Lance today. Thank you for giving us that little tip.
Oh, no problem.
But we needed to get him somewhere for dinner.
Mm-hmm.
So would it be alright if he met us here?
Nope.
Uh-oh.
You can meet him outside. He knows he's not allowed back in here.
Could we bring a table outside? And
Maybe one of the crappier tables.
that's fine. I don't care which table it is, but could we just, and maybe like, I could bring food from inside, outside, kind of thing.
As long as he doesn't have any.
I could craft him something else. Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Then that seems fine.
All right. Thank you, Lil.
He's not coming in here, though.
I
I'd
will
like
make
to make that
note.
very clear.
I understand.
Okay. As
Thank
long
you.
as that's clear.
That's clear, Lil. If he even tries, I'll jump in front of him and wrestle him up myself.
Oh, he won't make it through the door. He knows better.
Okay. Thanks, Lil.
No problem. Let me know if there's anything else you need.
Absolutely.
All the places we could have picked.
So he's not allowed in the building.
I feel like that's... You, walk back to the table where everybody else is sitting. You're just like, yeah, he's not allowed in the building.
But I did get her to agree to let us bring a table outside, and we can have food out there. He's just not allowed to eat any of Lil's food. So we should probably go buy some dinner. Maybe I'll make some stew or something.
Or maybe we should, find a different place, because I thought the whole point of, coming here was to be, low-key.
What?
We're just gonna be sitting in the middle of nowhere talking to a guy about...
What if we bring him to the laundromat?
Yeah.
How are we going to have dinner at a laundromat?
Same way we're gonna have dinner outside in the farming rug?
Okay, well, someone go bring him a note. I don't want to talk to him.
That's a good point.
Right.
And you're going to communicate it to him. The change of plans.
Nim and I can go look for him.
Well, actually, I'll try one thing. I'll touch the ring.
Mm-hmm.
Nim to Lance Dansin. Nim to Lance Dansin.
No reply.
Fake name.
I I don't know how the rings work. What do I look like, a wizard or something?
Because you guys have been in Lil's building, Lil's been kind of, doing her bartending, and she just kind of, you could always get that dog to eat out back. That's pretty quiet.
That was my other thought. I didn't mean out the front door. I could do it out the back door.
He's used to trash.
Seems like he is, Lil. You should have seen. Nah, I'm not even gonna go there.
Oh, I'm familiar. But like I said, out back, maybe with the dogs.
You want me to get some dogs out here?
No. If he's there, there'll be dogs.
Okay.
I think she likes.
Oh, I think they're best friends. Hell hath no fury like a woman scorned.
We were talking super quietly.
Oh, yeah.
Super quietly. And casual.
I look around for your chainmail guys.
Chainmail guys in Lil's bar.
Never made it.
Huh, what do you know? You guys have been kind of waiting around, waiting for 8 to come around, and you've waited a couple hours, it's about 7 now, and lo and behold, sometime during that, while you were discussing your plans, it appears a man with chainmail has kind of come into the establishment. He's found himself a table directly across from you, and he's just been staring at this the whole time.
Hold on. That's something I have to deal with. I stand up. I walk over to the table with the chainmail guy.
Uh-huh.
I just sit down directly opposite to him. So, can't help but notice you've been staring at me the entire time. You have a problem?
No, sir. I was told you had a problem. You have a problem with chainmail guys. Guys who wear chainmail?
Well,
I just want to come over. Make sure there's no problem with me. I mean,
now, normally I wouldn't have a problem with you, but unfortunately, looking at your attire, suddenly I have a big problem.
all right. I don't really know. But you see, my grandfather gave me this chainmail. It's the only thing I have left.
All I gotta say is I hope your grandfather's dead, so he didn't have to see you wearing such a piece of garbage.
Oh,
I mean, sir, I did tell you he was dead. So yes.
Oh.
Is he like having any effect on us? He's just like stonewall.
He honestly looks terrified.
Oh.
Can I hear this?
I mean, I don't think Dis is being overly quiet.
Then what?
I'll be like, the reason he's dead is because Dis punched him in the face.
He kind of like, no, sir, I don't think that's how that happened. My grandpappy died a long time ago.
That may not be the truth, but if he was alive right now in front of me, I would kill him.
I'm gonna go over. What time are we at now?
It's about 7:10.
Okay, I'm gonna go over and I'm just gonna put a hand on Dis's back and rub it just gently and be like, hey buddy, we have a dinner guest coming soon, and I just don't think right now is the time.
Well, I'm cleaning up the clientele. You don't want Lance to see this type of shit.
But the thing is I don't think that this gentleman wants any trouble with you.
He's been staring at me the entire time.
Because he's nervous you're gonna hurt him.
So you want to fight right now?
No, he doesn't want to fight this.
I know, sir. I do not want to fight right just now.
Then why didn't you take that chainmail off?
I lean over the.
Put it over there in the corner where I don't have to look at it, and you can sit back down and finish your food.
But it's a family heirloom. Could I maybe just take it off and fold it in my lap where it would be safe?
You know
Absolutely.
what? You know what? That would work.
All right. I'll just take it off then.
You're goddamn right you will.
Kind of like shaking a little bit, takes the chainmail off and folds it in his lap. Is that better?
Yes. You've had yourself a wonderful night. You look like a fine young man now without that garbage.
All right.
Remember, think of what your grandfather would have really wanted. Would he want you killed by a drow? Or would he want you just wearing regular... I really have nothing with this. Just don't put the chainmail back on.
All right. I'll try to keep that in mind.
As Dis
God, I'm
is
so
walking
mad. I don't know
away-
why.
Oh my god. Can I it's a calming smell. lavender.
Metal.
I'm gonna,
Does it smell like chloroform to you?
I'm gonna druid craft lavender all around Div.
Can I like lean over to Nim and like, has he been into the red powder?
It's a fair question.
I'm with the lavender. I calm down. I calm down a bit. I have Lil. I wave Lil over.
Lil walks over. Yeah.
Say, Lil. Sorry, I've been harassing this man a little bit. His drinks and food are on me for the rest of the night. As long as he doesn't put the goddamn chainmail back on.
All right. I'll make sure to bring him what he wants.
All right, thank you, Lil.
Your bill later
As
this evening,
he's walking
500
away.
gold.
I just want to turn around to the chainmail guy and very quietly be like, I'm sorry. He's just a sensitive little soul.
Well, as long as he's all right, I guess.
As long as you don't wear the chainmail,
Can I just
everything
wait
is
outside and make sure
fine.
Lance doesn't just barge in out of nowhere?
Sure, absolutely. You can wait outside.
That would not have
We should go set up the table outside.
Are we still doing that?
Yeah, in the back.
What are we serving?
I said I was going to make stew.
You haven't gone and bought anything.
Well, we
What,
can.
Lil's gonna let you use her kitchen? No.
All she said was it couldn't be food she made.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'll go make food in Lil's kitchen.
Good berries.
I'm gonna make goodberry stew. It's
I'll-
100% goodberry.
I will pay Lil for the stuff. I just want to ask her if I can have some bread, maybe some meat.
She kind of like, looks at you and she's like, all right, you can use the kitchen and the ingredients, but it's like,
I'll make it taste bad.
all right, that'd be good.
I won't season
Also-
it at all.
Charge him like 10 gold.
Okay, I can do that.
Now you know what, 20.
Okay.
Nah, 20's too high.
No, I think 20 is a
30.
good price.
There's no like right there in front of us. It's
Yeah.
just kinda-
Because they're just talking about
Yeah.
what they're gonna do with the food.
20. I think 20 is good.
All right. All right, you can use the kitchen then.
Thanks, Lil. I'll come back here tonight and I'll clean it for you.
All right. At this moment, Lazarus has gone out. Still about a half hour early, but as he's watching out in the farming run, he notices a flamboyantly dressed man appear in multicolored clothing. A familiar man. He's seen him before. And as soon as he appears, he looks over towards the pub and he sees Lazarus. And he just kind of smiles and he goes, "Ah, Lazarus! Come to greet me." And he just starts like strutting towards the bar.
Alright, I'll like head 15, 20 feet ahead of it and then like meet him away from the bar.
So you kind of like, you start leading him away and he just kind of, "What's going on, Lazarus? I thought we were having a meeting inside where I could tell you and all your friends stories of a better time."
Well, yes, we are here certainly for the stories, but unless you wish to die, and Lazarus certainly doesn't wish to die, he recommends not going inside.
Oh, I see. You asked a little about me. That saucy little mink. Well, if she can't stand to look upon me after all these years and know that I am still this handsome, I can understand. All right, lead me to wherever we're going then. But don't jump me. I don't carry nearly enough gold to be worth it.
I kind of like look at the symbol on my chest and I'm like, Lazarus is certain you're safe.
All right.
So that's what
Then you can be my new bodyguard. And he just kind of like walks right behind you.
Alright, so we took the table outside the back, I guess?
Yeah, into the back.
Alright.
Kind of where the refuse is left.
I just want to give everyone a heads up that I'm not going to be very nice to him because Lil is my girl.
Lazarus is mildly curious to what happens. Because she hates him.
This is just pissed. He's riled up from that place.
He's just a mad. He's got his blood all angered up. All right, so is everybody back there already?
I think
Nim
I'm
would be back there.
cooking.
Okay.
Kenna would be cooking.
All right, so Kenna's
Or actually,
cooking.
no,
Nice.
Nim
Well-
would be helping Kenna cook because she said she'd make it taste
After
better.
I drop Lance there, I immediately
I'm
go
not
in the
gonna
back door
season it.
and like...
No, you're gonna
make sure people know he's
Nim
out
can
there
just
now.
prestidigitation things to make it taste like whatever he wants.
Oh, so we can make just his taste shitty?
So wait,
Okay.
is that just Dis outside with him at the table then?
Yeah, this would have helped with the
Don't
table
worry.
after the...
Or why don't you just come for the last second and you can season it. Oh, right. No, when we serve it, you can season everyone's. Or, like, I'll season everyone's so it's good. But then with his, you can just be like,
But it's more incognito if
Okay.
we just do it in the kitchen.
So bottom line, Lazarus drops him off at the table and goes inside to warn you guys he's there. Who's out there with him?
I'll be out there.
Okay. So
I'm taking the 100 from the group bank.
he waits for the door to close as Lazarus leaves. And he just kind of leans across the table and he goes, "So, what's going on? I get the feeling that you fine people didn't ask me here for stories. Call it a bard's intuition, but I think something fishy's going on. So why don't we just have a frank discussion, you and me, real quick, about what's going on here?"
Now, I would love to have a frank conversation with you right here and now, but my party is counting on me to make sure we're all talking through this together, so I'll wait until then for the main questions. But we actually were interested in some of your stories, particularly some of your older stories. And,
Some of my older stories. How old we talking?
oh, these would be stories that would fall back to, who were you talking about before the bases for?
Yeah.
Something around,
I'm trying to think, did we get that mentioned?
Base and Dara.
Like, but timelines. Would I know the timeline for when?
I don't think
Mm-mm.
No, I
he
wouldn't know
just
that.
said the story of Base and Dara.
things about a dark place. Maybe.
Well, I don't want to ruin any stories for you, son, but we're kind of in a dark place right now.
That is true. But, you might have some more in-depth information on a place that's a fair bit darker than this place currently is.
Well, all right. I'll play coy. I can play the fool just as easy as any other role. So if you want to hold on till the rest of your party is here, hold your hand through the conversation. I understand. It's all right.
We'll just call it like that, sure.
All right. So, how's Lil looking these days?
Foxy.
I knew she'd be foxy.
Can I walk out as I hear that? Can I hear that? Can I walk out just as they say that?
I don't know if they've been talking long enough for you to be done cooking food.
But she's a fierce one.
Yeah. That's how I recall it.
Trustworthy.
Oh, sure.
Insight on that?
Sure.
On what his, like... I'm trying to get to what his
His take on her trust.
Yeah.
take on her being trustworthy, but not his...
Go ahead.
Nah, this probably isn't going to work out either way.
Oh, well, it just depends on how you roll.
I'm just thinking of doing this at 10, and there's no way.
Not very high.
Yeah, not very high at all.
Yeah, I will remind you, he is a bard.
8, I think I see everything. I understand everything.
I see everything.
I think I see it all.
understand, I know.
believe you see it all.
He's a man of vaguely a man shape with vaguely man emotions.
Yes, just as I expected.
You see clearly into the window of his soul.
What's, actually, I'm curious about something. Since
Well,
I
all
haven't-
right. Go on.
I haven't known Lil as an adventurer, just as our hostess. I'm curious about her adventuring days. Do you have any good stories from then?
Oh, stories of Lil and mine's adventure. Oh, there are so many stories to tell, but I think I'll keep it short and sweet. She was a fearsome woman. But that just made her all the harder to avoid, you know? It's just... Yeah.
Like,
Forgive me, words escape me. Not a situation I find myself in very often.
The situation, I assume, when Lil's around is a bit more common.
Perhaps. Maybe. I'd have to see how she looks now.
Fine.
Well, but you didn't see her before age ravaged her.
Whoa.
I mean, I assume it ravaged her. It's been many years since I last got to see her.
She's still a flower full in bloom. From my eyes.
I mean,
look over,
literally
see if Lil
any
gives
of
me-
that, I feel like.
I'm like trying to get my voice to just travel just up to Lil.
I mean, since he's practically shouting at this point.
She's super hot.
Look, so I've been cooking up a shenanigan. What does Lil look like?
How did we originally describe her? I'd have to grab my note, but she's got, like, she's smaller, thinner, she does have longer hair, but she keeps it kind of up in a bun to be easier to work with.
Uh-huh.
She wears a white apron, that kind of stuff.
So, like, Kenna and her around the same size?
Not really, she's shorter
No?
than you.
She's shorter than
Yeah.
Never mind then.
You just can't cook up shenanigans like that.
I thought it would be really funny to come dressed out just like Lil with like an apron bringing the food, and then when he looks at me, just like laugh in his face. You wish,
Surprise, motherfucker!
but I can't.
Alright, well, it seems to me that we've done enough of the preamble talking, so why don't you bring out your fine friends, and I can tell you any stories you want to hear, and more importantly, that question I see in the back of your mind. You can finally have your chance to ask it. Whatever it may be.
Excellent. Well, they're probably still getting ready, but I do have one more thing for you. That,
Wait.
Oh,
Before we continue, we're not eating Lil's cooking, are we? 'Cause she can't cook.
no, this is specially prepared.
Specially prepared.
From somebody who actually, knows the flavors.
Fantastic! I can't tell you how many years I had nothing to eat but what she could cook. Oh,
She seemed to...
my stomach never recovered.
Actually, overall, from Lil's food, it seemed fine to me.
It's not the best food you've ever had, but it's definitely not bad.
Then again, this could be years ago.
Yeah,
Or she
he
could've
definitely
just
seems to have
always
known her
hated
a
him.
long time ago.
Or she always hated him. I
Or
like
she
that.
always hated him.
Could go either way.
No, one question, just to kind of pass the time while waiting for my companions.
Please. Please do.
How would you assess yourself as a dancer?
As a dancer.
A dancer.
Well, I gotta tell you, I didn't always have the best dance feet. I've been blessed with many things. The ability to play an instrument, the fine ability to sing ever so slightly, and most importantly, I have a firm grasp on the dramatic. Pause. But dancing's always been a little beyond me.
Let me show you something.
I want to push back off the table and do fucking backflip off the back of the chair.
All right.
And then just, ooh, and just
I
like
just
start
want to
walking
open
around.
the door just and have Lazarus.
I
come
want
in
an
just in
acrobatics
case.
check to see how tight this backflip
Oh
is.
god, I'm hoping.
I
I'm hoping.
want to see him biff it as it come out.
18?
Okay. Yeah, so you open the door right as he does that tuck backflip up over the back of the chair and still lands it.
And then
It's
I
very impressive.
moonwalk in a circle, super smoothly, and I'm just gonna sit back down.
Enjoying yourself, Master Dis.
Always.
Nice.
It was pretty good.
It was. Lazarus has seen better from this, though.
Thank you. I have some moves that amaze people. God damn it.
Now, I presume that since the big Dragonborn has shown up, that it's time for food.
We're just waiting on our other two companions, Nim and Kenna.
Right.
Beauty and the brains.
As you like. Very well then. Large, dragon-y type person.
Yes,
Have you come to join our table?
he has.
Would you like to hear a story about another dragon type person?
Are they blue?
And he sort of looks at you for a moment. No. No, I'm sorry. I'm not aware of any songs nor tales of a blue dragonborn.
Well, half interested then.
Very well. Let me tell you a story about Thaladius, the green dragonborn, who had a very specific problem, unique to the green dragonborns. Swamp crotch. He had a old family recipe for getting rid of swamp crotch. Now, if you want it, I think I might just remember the story well enough to give you the recipe. If it is a problem you experience.
Would not require external pieces.
No. As I understand it, the green dragonborns exude a certain amount of toxicity. And it can lead to very smelly undergarments.
Well, good for them.
Just a story I've heard. You being a dragonborn, perhaps you know more about this. I see. Well, sorry my story couldn't have been any help to you. Now, victuals. We got victuals yet? Sorry, I'm hungry.
Can bring food out.
All right.
You're serving that guy.
Yeah, well, okay, so I prestidigitation all of our food. I would flavor to the best of my knowledge for what people prefer.
Flavor. Okay, sure.
I'm just gonna enhance the flavor.
Enhance.
It's so blurry.
That's all the pixels we have, sir.
We don't have any more pixels.
And then what are you going to make his taste like?
Yeah.
I've been sitting here trying to figure that out, but
What?
no, it can't be that bad. I'm just gonna make it taste like. I know, like someone put in way too many cloves.
Okay.
Like just
super garlicky.
No cloves.
Like-
I
a
see.
clove,
Gotcha.
yeah.
Ugh.
All
I mean, if
right.
it was garlicky, that's a win.
Garlic can win.
If you really want to do it too, you could make it spicy, but only the spicy that shows up 30 minutes later.
You serve him a steak and then you make it taste like chicken. Or you serve him chicken and make it taste
Just
like a
to be
steak.
super confused. Like, it's not even bad, it's just super confusing.
Like, wow, this is really off-putting.
Actually, yeah, and I'll make it that sneaky spicy as well.
Okay.
You should make Cajun blackened teriyaki.
Oh no. Oh god. We're not going there.
Alright, so I'm being told that it is heavily cloved
Yep.
and pretty spicy.
Well, it's sneaky spicy, so it's
Sneaky spicy.
Like
Okay.
after he's
Yeah,
done.
yeah.
after
then
he's
it's-
done, it's gonna start getting
And then
spicier
he'll
and spicier.
Okay. That sounds good. Alright, so you guys come out, and you're trying to be very, cool about what you're doing. Now, I do need you to try to deceive him. Because he is a bard, and as we saw with tenor, that can be hard. So let's see.
Well, no, not him being deceived. He's good at deceiving others.
Well, that too.
I mean, I could try to see him. I probably have a
No,
chance.
I meant for
I'm
tenor.
helping.
He didn't have insight.
Yeah. You guys are just trying to, you're just trying to put it down
Lazarus
as...
doesn't even know this shit's
Yeah,
happening.
you're fine. It's them. They know the plan, so they have to try to not give away the game here.
Okay, so if I'm serving, do I make the roll?
It'd be you with her help.
The dream. No. The last lucky point.
Nim definitely went to the disc school of using his his abilities.
No.
Wow.
Well.
You have an inspiration.
Use it.
Yeah.
Use it.
He's using it. Okay.
4 rolls.
4 rolls. None of them above 10.
So help me,
Can you
they
use
will
different
feed
dice?
this bard vaguely bad food.
What'd you roll?
17.
Alright.
So what's your plus?
Well, yeah. What kind of roll is it?
It's deception.
Oh,
Or
do have-
performance, whichever you're better at.
I'm equal at both of them, so that is a 19.
Plus
Okay.
1 or 2.
Alright. So you set the food down. How do you, do you do anything special when you present it to him, or is it just kind of, here's your grub?
I'll do like the fancy waiter thing where like I've got like the napkin over my arm and I'm like,
Okay.
Serve it around him.
yeah,
Step on a chair,
serve it
do that?
from whichever, I forget if it's the right or the left.
Right
but
side.
right hand side,
Okay.
guys.
All right. He seems happy. Kind of looks at the food come across. Yeah, splendid. It's been ages since I had a meal that looked even half this good.
I just nod at him.
So everybody else is eating, right? It's not just all of you
We're all just
staring at
watching
him, waiting for him to eat the food.
I hope you enjoy your dinner.
And then I'll serve. Well, I guess I serve everyone because I'm the one who flavored the food, so I know whose is whose. So,
Okay.
like Lazarus is like fly flavor.
There's chainmail on my food.
It's to feed your rage.
You have to stop using metal cutlery. It just triggers you every time.
He looks at his spoon and it's just flashbacks.
I'm gonna get up and go run.
Just has some pretty serious PTSD, which is weird because nothing's happened to him.
I heard the one story.
He
It's just all gone
he just
out of control.
PTSD'd himself.
I was so
just
good
like
for
one
some-
observation.
Okay, so he takes his first bite. He takes his second bite. And he takes his third bite. And he's about halfway through the food when suddenly he just kind of, oh god, no, damn you, Lil, you got me again. Oh!
Did we kill him?
What's wrong?
I'm just,
I'm just kidding.
I just continued eating the whole time.
Yeah, we're all just kind of like watching with like mild amusement.
Say sorry. Just, it's hard to turn it off.
Not at all.
Understandable.
All right, so. So, what, why are we here?
What do you know about the ether?
And he kind of his eyebrows get real long. What do you know about the ether?
Not a lot
That's
of
the
anything.
problem.
We really want to travel in it. We've heard you've done the same.
Now, who would tell you something like that?
Who do you think?
I just
You just gotta like lower the
Point to the
building.
bar.
That bitch. I begged her not to tell anybody where we fucked. Anyway,
Insight.
Yeah,
go
I
on.
also want to insight that.
I can't tell shit again.
Can I insight
12.
it as well?
Just him.
Oh.
Just one. Just one. Otherwise, everybody incites what everybody says. All right.
12.
He seems to be telling the truth.
Damn. You lucky man.
Yes. I know. Anyway, the ether. What exactly do you want with the ether?
Not a matter of want so much as need to go to. Traverse.
Oh, well, you need to go. Well, that changes the negotiation significantly, doesn't it?
Lazarus is going to be quiet from now on.
All right, so pretending for a moment that I knew anything about the ether, except maybe a very nice, vaguely transparent peach tree with which to bone under, why come to me?
They have peaches in the ether?
I said it was vaguely a peach tree.
Now
Do
we
not
have
interrupt my lovely story about where I used to bang.
Now,
It's beautiful.
we've done good word
Sounds
that you've spent
disgusting.
over a year in the ether.
Not saying I did. Not saying I didn't. Go on.
Tell us about your time in the ether. Other than the vaguely looking peach tree and the banging.
Well, that was a lot of it. All right, perhaps a different tact. I mean, I could tell you about all the things that I've done in the ether, but it seems to me that won't help you any. What you're looking for is something you want to do in the ether.
We want to know how to travel the ether. How to traverse it. How to enter in one spot to leave in another. That type of thing.
For what purpose?
To travel the ether.
For what purpose?
Same
One
thing
does not just travel the ether.
Some of us do.
with we want to use it like some sort of
yourself as well, so we've heard.
ether highway.
No, there was a direct goal involved. To get to the peach tree, then to do stuff at the peach tree, then to leave the peach tree.
And we were in Another thing that we were led to believe was that the original reason for you to go to the ether was to look up, or more of a curiosity about certain people who may have spent time in the ether before.
Well, I am a curious man. I heard a rumor once about a man who was half in the ether and half not in the ether. And I thought to myself, well, I've spent lots of time examining the not ether, so I should examine some time in the ether.
So what did you discover in your time in the ether?
The ether sucks.
Why?
'Cause it sucks.
Why?
Well, I mean, for starters, it's not really very solid, you know? So you kind of just fall sometimes. For, like, no reason. And then sometimes you keep falling for, like, a really long time.
How did you leave? How did you get out of the ether?
Well, now see, if you want the story of how I went to and from the ether, you are definitely going to need to tell me why you're going. 'Cause if I may be frank, but I'm not, 'cause I'm Lance, you all don't seem like you'd have a good time in the ether.
We're not looking to have a good time. We're looking to prevent a bad time.
Right, my point is that I can help you navigate the ether, but I don't do nothing unless I hear what it's about.
We're trying to save the Stronghold.
Oh, is that all?
That's it.
Well, why didn't you say so? I'm vaguely attached to this place.
Yeah, I mean, if the Stronghold dies, you probably go with it, so...
Nah, you just leave. And then I go tell my story somewhere else. But the coin wouldn't be as good. So, you have a point.
Follow-up question. You would just leave. How would you do that?
I would just leave.
How?
I'm a bard. I've been given free access to travel, so I would just leave.
Another follow-up question. What marks you for free travel? What do you have on your person that you show that says, I can travel for free?
Oh, no. It's not something so obvious and easy that it can be stolen from you. That'd be silly. No. And he kind of like pops his shirt open a little bit to reveal the top of some sort of tattoo that he has on his chest. He goes, no. Once the queen decides you're allowed to leave, there's a process.
Follow-up question to that. Are you allowed to take people with you when you travel?
Only my sweet concubines. They were very specific about that.
Further follow-up question. The queen.
Yes?
How is she?
Oh. And he kind of like... She's lovely. And then he kind of like looks around again. Definitely lovely.
Insight.
I mean, do you need to?
This is just like, okay.
Well, I found out nothing. He is a human with human emotions.
Nim genuinely believes the queen is nice. Very nice. The guy said so.
Lovely person.
Okay.
What would happen if you took other things with you out of the Stronghold?
Now, I'm not here to talk about leaving the Stronghold, because that is a taboo subject. Now, if you want to talk about going to the ether, that's sort of different, because it's kind of like the field outside the castle wall. Yes, it's outside the castle, but it's also kind of part of the castle, because it's its lawn, you see. So, I think that would be okay.
Alright, so how do you get in, and how do you get out?
Funny story. I can't.
Of the ether?
Not anymore.
How did you get in the first time?
Well, I used to have this lovely brooch. Didn't match my eyes, but otherwise was very lovely. And it let me pass into the ether and back out again. But a long time ago, when me and Lil were still traveling together, we came across a doomed village, and I had to give it up to save that doomed village. I am a hero, you see. But, yeah, I haven't seen that brooch in several years.
Here we go again.
Sure.
18.
He genuinely doesn't seem to have seen the brooch in some time.
Do you know what about the brooch made it particular to the Aether?
Well, I assume some sort of magical enchantment. But I've never been very good at breaking that down. So, my suggestion to you would be, if you would like to go to the Aether, you can go to that village, ask them for the brooch back, and then when they give it to you, you can bring it back to me, and I'll put it on, and we can go travel in the Aether together.
Now, it seems
You're
like...
gonna come with us?
Well, do you know how to not fall into a 3-day falling trap in the Aether? I didn't think so.
Oh my gosh, we're gonna have to deal with this guy?
It's gonna be great.
I can tell you stories the entire trip. Fantastical stories.
I sure do want to hear more about Drunkling.
Well, you like him, do you?
He was a very interesting character.
He was a poor, doomed fella.
Yeah, it sounded like he trusted too much.
Doomed by his dice rolls.
Or maybe we can tell you the story of the time this bard wanted to travel with us, and we cut out his tongue because he wouldn't shut up.
Now, there's no reason to get aggressive.
Oh, no, this is like before you. Like, this is a totally different bard.
Oh, right, because I'm just supposed to believe that because I'm an idiot.
Nims is a trustworthy guy. Look at him. Can't you look
I
at him?
don't know. I saw him start a fist fight with somebody, but then he turned into an ape and punched him.
Hey, to be fair, there was no rules in that fight. He did not break any rules.
Oh, there was no rule.
That was a no.
I wasn't there for that part. I'll have to add that to the story.
Make sure you say Dis fought at least 100 men in one.
I don't lie in my stories, son.
Of course you don't.
It's not lying.
I tell them exactly as I heard them.
I gotcha. So 100 men then.
So, where's this little town?
Oh, that's a sad story. Do you have time for a sad story?
Yeah.
All right.
We
So,
can't get out, so like...
once upon a time, there was this village. Now, this village wasn't really different from any other village, except for one thing. This village was in a weird place. Kinda in a spot where the material plane, you understand, gets a little wobbly towards the ethereal plane. They were always kind of on the edge. Every once in a while, mysterious beings would haunt their dreams and such. So, one day, they put out a call to adventurers to come take a look. This was a while ago, mind you, before all this nonsense about the fall and the continents getting all messed up. All that nonsense. This was before that time. There was this village. And they would have sometimes these things from the ethereal plane torment them. So they asked for help. Now, me and Lil and a couple of other people we were traveling with, we went to go and offer them some help. And we got there, and as we got there, unbeknownst to us, some other asshole was busy working some experiment about making little pocket dimensions in the ether. Now, as luck would have it, when we arrived was just when this other dick was doing this. So out of nowhere, we was trapped in the ether with them. That was a real shame. They had got all squirrely, and your friend Lance couldn't break off a piece of nothing, because all the women were scared. So, we stayed there for just shy of a year, while we tried to fight off all the ethereal things that were attacking them. We did all right for a little while, but, we couldn't hold all of them back all the time. So, sometimes children would go missing. Sometimes adults would go missing. Sometimes whole buildings would go missing. Before you knew it, there wasn't much left of the town. There was the well, there was the town hall, and maybe 5 other buildings tops.
And at that moment, we realized we were kind of fighting a losing battle here. So, we'd already had this brooch that I had previously mentioned, and we decided that the only way to save them was to try to seal them off from the ethereal plane entirely. So, we used the brooch, we gave it to a mystical shaman that they had in the town, and he cast some sort of spell. I don't pretend to understand it all. And we were ejected from the town when the spell cast. As far as I know, they're still out there somewhere, floating in the ethereal plane in their own little bubble, solid ground.
So how the hell are we supposed to get to this town?
Yeah, so we need to get into the ether, which needs the brooch,
Oh no,
which is from a place in the ether.
you don't need to go into the ether to get to the town. You just need a connection to the town. That's where I come in. Because you see, my brooch is already there. And more importantly, me and this other hilarious fellow that used to hang out with us named Blop, we built a well for him in the town. Now, Blop also built another well here in the Stronghold not long after. So you see, you just need me, a well, and a little bit of magic. He totally does that.
Yeah.
Magic. And that'll get you right in the town. I can't go, because I was kicked out the first time when the spell cast. I highly doubt it's going to let me in now. So, you go, you get the brooch, you bring it back to me, and then I'll take you to the ether.
Lazarus has an immediate concern.
All right, Big Blue.
We take the brooch, and what happens to the village you saved by providing it to them?
Well, I didn't say any of them were alive. I mean, I don't even know if it worked. I mean, we got kicked out when the spell cast. For all I know, they've been dead for, like, a really long time.
Do you even know if the brooch survived whatever happened?
No idea.
Well, this may
But it's
be-
the only method I got. So, I figure you guys could probably do with that, huh?
Now, hear me out. Is there any possibility of something like this brooch being, having a copy of it somewhere? I mean, is it the only one in the world that can get you into the ether, or do you think somewhere else in the Stronghold there might be an object similar?
Absolutely not. That brooch was given to me by a dear friend. There's no way they would have made more than one copy.
What was the dear friend's name?
Oh, fantastic older gentleman. Taught me a lot once upon a time. Can never remember his name. Something to do with coughing? No. Throat infection.
Well,
I don't remember. It was something like that anyway. Some coughing throat infection guy.
maybe started with an F or something, I'm not sure.
Nah, probably a P.
PH.
Whereabouts was this individual? Like, was he a human? Was he a gnome?
No. This was way back before all the craziness happened. So we were just hanging out in one of the dwarven cities at the time.
So he was a dwarf.
Yeah. At least from what I remember.
Is there any likelihood of us procuring temporary effects? Perhaps potions?
None that I've heard of, but I mean, you're free to look into it.
Going into a well without no return ticket seems a bit risky.
Well, I mean, that's why I ain't going.
We gathered that.
I'm just a pragmatic guy. If I go into the well and die, who's going to tell people all these fabulous stories?
There
See,
is
see,
that.
I have a duty to history to stay alive. But I'm more than willing to travel with you fine folks once you procure it. You seem like a pretty steward bunch.
And now, if we were to procure this brooch for you, what would stop you from merely leaving to the ether yourself?
Why, my sense of self-respect, of course.
Exactly.
Ow. Now that one hurt.
He's been saving that one up.
But no, you're right. There's nothing at all to stop me from just leaving. But the way I see it, you don't got a lot of other options. And the way I see it, I already got one good story out of you. I feel like following you into the ethereal plane could be pretty fucking funny.
That is, no doubt, probably true.
Plus, there's very little risk to me. If you all decide to get yourselves killed, I'll just leave.
So you're gonna hold the brooch while we're in there?
It only works with my blood, dear.
Now I'll try and insight Lazarus on that one.
Sure.
No.
Just no.
I mean, I can tell you what it was.
But yes, that's the deal.
If Lil was there with him the whole time, why wouldn't Lil just tell us all this?
Because he's bullshitting.
I know.
Yeah.
There's no way I can believe it.
Well,
Now, I understand if you think you need a little time. I've laid a lot on you. So if you need some time to think about it, that's cool. I'm just gonna go blow out my asshole behind a tree. Because it seems to me that food was a little spicy.
We're kind of like, obviously, like, Lazarus doesn't, like, know.
Yeah.
Lazarus just, like, looks at his food, just like, nothing spicy.
That's a real sweating over here.
I think it was only his that has the spice.
It was only his.
Yeah.
Ooh.
But take some time. Make your decisions. You'll know where to find me. Trust me, everybody around the Stronghold always be talking about where Lance is. I am the easiest man to find.
Is there any other way to contact you?
Well, sure, I mean, you could just call me through the ring.
Wait.
What do
What
we
name
call?
do we call?
You can just say Lance.
Lance, can you hear me?
I whisper into the ring so he can't hear me.
Yeah.
Hello! And I just yell. It's super loud to see if he reacts. And they're coming out of the ring.
Yeah, I heard you.
Alright, good.
Interesting. We tried calling you earlier and it didn't work.
Well, yeah, you can't call somebody unless they give you permission to call you first. It's pretty basic.
Wait, can you revoke permission?
Absolutely.
Oh,
Why do we let Strain still call us?
I didn't know that. Thanks for letting me know.
Yeah, you just have to say out loud that you don't want to be talking to that person no more. It's pretty easy. Watch. I'll do it right now. Ring! If Lil ever tries to call me for a booty call again, can you just go ahead and not? Thanks, Ring. See.
I'm sure.
I didn't
I
hear a
feel like we have to
response.
insight literally everything this guy says.
Yeah. Well, no. I know what I'm gonna do.
Can block color ID up.
Block caller ID. Best note ever.
Blacklist.
It's got a hard blacklist feature. I don't know why he dipped slightly southern instead of just pure theatrical, but I like it anyway. Might keep it, might not.
I ran off. You ran off with a little bit of this.
He's talking more like Batman earlier.
A
As
little
long
bit.
as he's theatric, that's all I care about. Well, with that in mind, I'm going to take my leave to go over to one of those trees, as I previously mentioned. But if you want to let me know when you made up your minds,
Sounds good. Thank you, Lance.
then you and me, we're going to go on an adventure. And it is going to be legend, wait for it, pretty good.
Thank you.
That was real lame.
It's better than the alternative.
So, I take my leave of you.
Alright, good luck.
And he gets up off the chair, but he's like kind of like holding his butt cheeks together, and he just kind of waddles off into the darkness.
We just hear
I
that.
wonder if we would craft the smell of shit around him as he's running away.
All right. And there's like you guys kind of, you wait a moment to make sure that he's out of range before you can start talking amongst yourselves. And right at that moment where you figure he's probably pretty far enough away, you just hear out of the darkness, "Oh! Help me to release this demon!" And then he goes quiet.
I think you spiced his food a little too much there, Nib.
You're the one that wished for it.
I know Lil did. We were just listening to Lil's wishes. Also, I gotta ask Lil a couple questions. I'm gonna clean up and go to the kitchen.
All right, fair enough. That leaves, I guess, the three of you outside.
there anything you wish to discuss?
Nim wants to go, Nim to Lance, Nim to Lance. And then he wants to just fart on the ring.
There's a small pause, and then you fart, and then there's another small pause, and then you just, through the ring, nice! Nice.
Just thought it would help a little.
And then just through the ring, he's like, don't worry! It was still funny. Lance out.
Well,
Okay. Then we will follow Kenna inside.
Is Lil in the kitchen?
She is.
Okay.
As you approach, she kind of like puts up a hand. Whatever he said, I don't want to hear it. I don't want to know about it. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to be asked about it. Just let him be.
Well, can I tell you something funny? If nothing else,
Maybe.
it's about him being
Maybe.
tormented.
All right, go on.
So Nim spiced his food real bad, and he had to waddle away from the table holding his butt cheeks so he could go poop in a bush. And then all we heard was him screaming about getting the poop out.
Wait, he just went out to poop out there?
Yeah.
My begonias! And she just runs out of the room.
oh no.
There's like a pause, and then you just hear through the open back door, oh, you son of a bitch!
Oh, well, now they're face to face.
You don't hear any yelling, just that.
We're banging.
They did. Lazarus, they're banging.
This is the ritual of my people.
Learning so much about Dragonborns.
Shit in the bush, and then you bang.
Nice.
Apparently Lance took a shit in Lil's begonias.
Ooh. That's not going to go over
She
well.
seemed upset.
Yeah.
Alright. If there's nothing else, I understand you guys will probably need a little bit of time to think to yourselves about whether or not you want to go on this crusade. So it seems like a pretty natural place to end for the week, so we'll talk to you guys in a couple of days.
Sounds good.
Hopefully.
Wow, what a cliffhanger! I wonder what's going to happen next time. Seriously, guys, thanks for joining us. Thanks for listening in. If you liked what you heard, share us with your friends. If you hated what you heard, share us with your enemies. Seriously, though, like, comment, subscribe. We'd love to hear from you, and we'll find out what happens to Double Doubles and Dragons next time.